Most people think letting go means losing something, giving up, failing. But that's not what it is. Letting go is a deliberate decision to stop holding on to what's already breaking you. It's not about giving up. It's about finally choosing peace over pain, clarity over chaos, and reality over illusion. But we're not taught how to do that. We're taught to chase, to fix, to hold on, even when it's killing us. And so we hold on to people who've already walked away. We hold on to plans that already fell apart. We hold on to emotions that no longer reflect who we are. We grip the past with both hands, hoping it will somehow return and validate our suffering. But here's the truth. Nothing new can begin while you're still emotionally trapped in what ended. It means you cared enough to stop bleeding for something that's not bleeding for you. It means you've reached a level of maturity where you understand that not everything needs closure, not everything has to feel fair, and not everything broken can be fixed. Some things are meant to be released, not repaired. But the human mind doesn't want that. It wants control. It wants guarantees. It wants to understand why something ended, why someone left, why life didn't go the way you planned. So it holds on, not out of love or hope, but out of fear. Fear of being empty, fear of starting over, fear of what happens when the past is no longer there to define you. That fear convinces people to stay stuck, not because they're weak, but because they never learned that emotional strength isn't about clinging harder. It's about standing still and letting the wave pass through you without needing to grab onto it. Letting go is not an event. It's a mental decision that has to be made over and over again, sometimes hundreds of times a day. It's deciding again and again that your peace matters more than your need to be right. It's accepting that you may never get the apology, the explanation, the validation, or the justice you thought you needed. And that's okay, because you've decided not to live in emotional debt anymore. The truth is, the longer you hold on to what hurt you, the longer it controls you. The memory keeps replaying, the anger keeps burning, the disappointment becomes your identity, and you don't even realize it, but you're shaping your future based on what you couldn't release from your past. You're not moving forward, you're just dragging yesterday into tomorrow. And that's the real danger. People think time heals all wounds, but that's not true. Time only heals what you're willing to release. If you keep reopening the same chapter, time becomes a loop, not a cure. You keep reliving the same story in different places with different people, because emotionally, you're still stuck in a moment that's long gone. Letting go isn't a feeling, it's a skill. It's the ability to emotionally distance yourself from something that no longer aligns with your values, your future. It doesn't mean you never cared. It means you've outgrown the version of yourself that needed to keep proving something to someone else. You no longer need the argument to end your way. You no longer need the person to change. You no longer need the situation to justify itself. You've simply decided that your peace isn't up for negotiation anymore. And yes, people will call that cold, detached, heartless, but the truth is, it's the most honest thing you can do. Because pretending to be okay with chaos just to seem loyal or committed isn't strength. It's emotional self-sabotage. You will never be able to heal in a space where your worth is constantly questioned. You will never thrive in a situation where your energy is spent trying to decode someone else's inconsistencies. You will never evolve if your identity is still wrapped up in things that ended months or even years ago. Letting go isn't about forgetting, it's about re-choosing yourself, and no one can do that for you. You can talk about it, you can pray about it, you can journal about it, but at some point you have to stop telling the story and step out of it. You have to stop explaining your pain to people who never listened, and start living like you actually believe you deserve peace. You don't have to be ready to let go. You just have to be willing to not chase, willing to not respond, willing to sit in the discomfort of change instead of running back to what feels familiar. Because familiarity isn't the same as safety, and comfort isn't the same as peace. Sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is stop trying, not out of weakness, but because you finally understand that some things are not yours to carry anymore. You're not stuck because of the past. You're stuck because of the meaning you keep giving it. Letting go becomes possible the moment you realize this. It's not the event itself that's holding you back. It's your attachment to how it should have gone. That attachment is what causes suffering. You expected loyalty and got betrayal. You expected growth and hit a dead end. You expected them to stay and they left. And now you're not just grieving the person or the event. You're grieving the version of your life that never happened. This is where people get stuck in what could have been. But here's the truth. Your healing does not depend on rewriting the past. It depends on reinterpreting it. Myth 1. Letting go means you failed. That's a lie. Letting go doesn't mean you were wrong or weak or that it wasn't real. It just means you've reached the limit of what holding on can do for you. If it's not evolving, it's exhausting. And if you need to constantly shrink yourself to keep it alive, then it's not love, it's survival. Letting go is not failure. Staying where you're constantly hurting just to prove your loyalty, that's failure. Myth 2. Letting go means you're cold or heartless. No, it means you finally understand boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They're doors that you close after someone proves they can't walk through them with respect. Letting go is what you do when you've explained yourself 10 times and the other person keeps handing you confusion. It's what you do when the apology never comes, when the effort never arrives, when the energy isn't reciprocated. You're not being cold, you're being clear. And people will guilt you for that, not because you're wrong, but because your clarity threatens their control. Myth 3. Letting go means you're over it. False again. You can let go and still feel pain, still remember, still miss what it was supposed to be. Letting go isn't about deleting the memory. It's about removing the emotional grip it has on your choices. You stop letting it dictate how you show up. You stop letting it influence your worth. You stop dragging it into every future situation and calling it realism. Because it's not realism. It's unhealed fear. And fear doesn't protect you, it prevents you. So how do you actually let go? Not emotionally, not vaguely, but practically. It starts with a simple shift. Stop asking how you feel. Start asking what you want to become. People wait to feel ready. They wait to feel stronger. But that's not how it works. You let go by taking action that aligns with your next chapter, even when you don't feel like it yet. You don't feel strong first. You move like someone who's done suffering. You don't feel detached first. You delete the conversation thread, block the access, remove the trigger, close the loop. You don't wait for motivation. You break the cycle before it has time to tempt you again. Letting go is a lifestyle shift. It's choosing what you repeat. You can't keep reliving old arguments and expect peace. You can't keep watching what hurts you and expect healing. You can't keep opening doors that already slammed shut and expect closure. You don't heal in the same space you were hurt. You don't grow in the same environment that required you to dim your light. You don't build a new life with the same thought patterns that kept you stuck. Letting go is the gateway to new patterns, but you don't get there passively. You get there by becoming the version of yourself that's no longer interested in suffering just to feel attached. Here's what no one tells you. You don't have to fix what broke. You don't have to understand why it ended. You don't have to keep checking to see if it's still there. You just have to stop feeding it. Stop feeding it your attention. Stop feeding it your stories. Stop feeding it your imagination. Because what you feed lives, and what you ignore fades. Letting go isn't about becoming unfeeling. It's about becoming unavailable to pain that repeats itself, unavailable to cycles that steal your energy, unavailable to illusions that make you feel like less. You are not here to be half chosen. You are not here to be emotionally manipulated. You are not here to keep proving your worth to someone who didn't see it. You are here to build. And you cannot build a future with hands full of yesterday. Letting go is not the end. It's the beginning. You are not abandoning your story. You're just refusing to let the painful parts write your next chapter. You are not losing your identity. You're just retiring the version of yourself that was created in survival mode. You are not running from your past. You're walking toward a future that no longer requires pain to feel real. Letting go is hard, but staying stuck is harder. And you already know how that story ends. So start a new one.